Hi folks, I hope you can see me now and that you can hear me. If that's the case, could you just give me a little bit of an indicator of that? Someone just, say yes or whatever. That would be really helpful at this point. Fantastic, Julie, thank you. I'm trusting you're hearing me. Thank you, Lillian. Okay, let's get on with it, guys. So welcome back, those of you who have watched the previous two. I didn't expect to be doing this. I'm delighted with the feedback I've had. Obviously, that's encouraging me to keep going. Who knows, probably do this every Wednesday for a while. That would be maybe helpful for everyone for different reasons. What I'm aware of is that many of you who have come on are, for want of a better word, newbies to Mindstore or my type of stuff, and you're more than welcome. I reckon that if you have come, you've come because someone recommended it, someone you trust, and I think you should continue to trust them. Because obviously I've been doing this for a long, long time, and as I think I say regularly, if what I was doing was somehow or other nonsense, I'd have been found out long before now. And so, like all of us right now, we're facing this change, this dramatic, unbelievable change in our lives. One would imagine we're still heading downwards in a curve, some kind of giant U, that hopefully fairly soon we'll begin to find a way towards the bottom of the curve and start to climb back out. What's pretty clear, it seems to me, is we'll never get back to what we had before. We'll never get back to what people might call normal. It's going to be very much a new normal, maybe an ever-changing normal, which is, if you think about it, if you get positive like we would do, that's really, really exciting. So a chance for us to take a quantum leap as human beings. We're already witnessing that because obviously at times like this, you very often, very quickly see the best in human beings, your neighbours, people at random, if you're in the supermarket or something, acts of kindness, acts of love, acts of caring. Of course, you also see those other people showing up, unfortunately, who, for some reason don't get it. Yeah, and I've met a few of them. But the point is, the vast majority, one would like to think, are going to go through a transition here, and one for much for the better. Everything's obviously changing, which is, let's decide to change it the way we want it to be by continually supporting positive ideas. So before I get into the meat of today, just something else that occurred to me. I was watching, as probably many of you did, if not all of you, I did check in with the Prime Minister again tonight, just see what he was up to, what was he saying, those two guys either side of him. And the truth is, it does disturb me that along the bottom, you get this, we were watching it in Sky News, along the bottom you get this printy thing about, the latest number of deaths in Italy, or I didn't quite know, it's presumably the latest number of deaths in the UK, maybe in London or something of that nature. Why don't they tell us the latest number of survivors? Why don't we start getting feedback coming back to us about people who survive, what sort of things they did when they were surviving, especially the ones who maybe end up in hospital but survive. There must be some, there should be. Why not tell us? Why not encourage us to know the more positive thing? So we can start to build in our minds lots of people, if need be, being hospitalised temporarily, then back home. Rather than this kind of typical journalism stuff, the news always loves to report the negative and very rarely the positive. So, for our own sakes, when you are watching that news, those of you who are Mindstore people, and a lot of you newbies, and I'll do the best I can to make this as relevant to you as to people who know my stuff going back. When you sit down to watch the news, imagine putting down in front of you a huge big screen, like a perspex or a glass screen, so that you can see through to what's happening, you can hear what's happening, but imagine that the energy of that, the meaning of it, the impact of it on your own well-being is bouncing off the glass, bouncing back into the TV, so that you're not carrying it with you, because a lot of it is part of, it's like if we've got a big onion skin of energy, a big onion of energy, every negative thing, just taking another layer off, another layer off, another layer off, our energy is draining. Some of you remember throwing water around the stages out of a bottle. The energy just gets whooshed away with negative stuff. So just a thought. So the thing here tonight was, I was doing my own meditation this morning, and like everybody who's doing it, we've always been doing it, those of you who are into this stuff, but now it's more than ever critical because all the evidence suggests it will boost your immune system, it will strengthen your well-being, it will get you into a positive state of mind, and all of that stuff. And more and more people get more and more time. There is no excuse for not doing it. And Mindstill's got phenomenal technique, and I'm going to give you that now. Of course, there still is the free thing. Those of you who are here for the first time, or you want to introduce your friends to it on the Mindstill Online platform, just go there, you'll see it, it's free. You get an explanation from me, then one of classic deep meditation things. Really good, you'll enjoy it, it's very simple. But what I was doing this morning was I wanted to strengthen my own meditation. I realised that over the years I had at various times used 3 different ways of getting the audience to access their, what we call in Mindstill, the alpha state, this point of balance where both brain hemispheres are available to us. That means we still can use our logical left brain or reasoning and so on, but we've got access to this amazing creativity, intuition. And it occurred to me that actually I should do it today, and I did it this morning. And then I realised, of course, that those methods use the 3 modalities of how we think. So for those of you who are here for the first time, or were here the other day for the first time, what I'm talking about is we think in 3 modes. And not only do we think in 3 modes, like right now, when you're kind of out here in this wide awake, eyes open, what we call beta left brain dominant state, but you also have these 3 thinking modes when you're closed your eyes, you're in a deep meditation, and you're beginning to use your imagination. You're beginning to use a word here, visualize. There are 3 modes in which we think. Some of us do, we all do all of them, but some of us are dominant as a visual thinker. In other words, we can see in our mind's eye all sorts of kind of inner movies. We can imagine things very clearly, visually. If you do a deep meditation, you start to visualize things, you can see it clearly. And that's wonderful. But not everybody is able to do that as clearly because their dominance isn't visual. And if some of you are watching this, you've come from other types of stuff like NLP or whatever, and now I'm kind of, wait a minute, my experience is even when I've been in the audience of world geniuses teaching that stuff, world renowned, I've challenged them. I say, well, I don't see it visually, and some of them can't hear that. But I know from my audience who are honest with me, not everybody can see clearly either in the inner state of visualization, because they're more like me, audio in dominance. In other words, because you all do it, you self-talk, you have little conversations with yourself, you describe things with words. You may even be very good at listening to, for example, right now I can hear, since I heard it the other day, John Lennon singing Imagine. So I can hear it quite clearly, the piano, the whole thing. I'm a good audio thinker. But then there's also feelings, emotions, what we call kinesthetic thought. And I used to demonstrate this on stages for people by saying, imagine you've got in your hand now an old-fashioned box of matches. Now, for some of you younger ones, of course, what are boxes of matches, I suspect? And thank God, because, people are using them for how they used to use them, lighting up a cigarette every other minute. But if you can, for a moment, imagine this box of matches. And you can see it, it's about 2 inches long and maybe 1.5 inches down. It's about maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 thick. It's quite a big one. And look at it now, it's got a brand on it. I used to talk about Swan Vestas. It was if you'll remember that song, it's a longer box. It was yellow, the little branding stuff with a white swan. So maybe you can see that now. So there's the box, and this is it sideways, that's it up and down, that's the width of it. You can see it now in your imagination. That's a visual thought. Look what I do now with it. I'm starting to shake it. And as I shake it, can you hear the matches in there? Can you hear the matches rattling? That's an audio thought. Now look at this, if you turn it on its side, especially way back in my childhood, on the side of it there was a bit of a tiny little piece of sandpaper. Because what you took the match and you struck it along the sandpaper and the match came alight. Now, put your finger now on that imaginary box and just start to feel the resistance as you pull your finger. your index finger along the surface of the sandpaper. You could feel that resistance, maybe even a slight tear. Or just imagine a rough piece of sandpaper anyway and just feel that. Now, that's a kinesthetic thought, a feeling thought. So many of you, of course, you'll find just by doing that there, oh, he's right, I find it easier visually, or I find it easier audibly, or I find it easier kinesthetic. The point is, we do all three, but each of us tends to have one of them more dominant than the other. I'm very audio. So when I come to visualise things, I have to describe it to myself with words. It's perfectly legitimate, and I'm really, really powerful at it, and it never has let me down. I am envious of those of you who see it visually, but then you don't hear the voices like I do. And those of us who are, and I'm very strong kinesthetic, it's my next best, we feel amazing things. So anyway, so what I want to do is take you through this meditation shortly. And I suggest right now you're probably watching me, and that's fine. What I do for the rest of this is I'm going to get you to close your eyes, I'm going to get you to sit a certain way, and I'm going to take you through these three, as I said in the post this morning, a triple whammy, using all modalities, and use them as best you can. And if you can't do one of them, just describe it to yourself with words, that'll be fine. Just kind of experience it, do the best you can. There's no rights or wrongs here, there's just your commitment to do the best you can is all we need. But first of all, for the beginners, we have a way of sitting when we're doing meditation in the Mindstorm methodology. It's very simple. You sit with your back against the back of a chair, or preferably come to the edge of the chair. You can use the back of the chair if you have challenges with supporting your back. You've got maybe a back challenge at the moment, then feel free to use the back of your chair. If you're strong and able, come to the edge of the chair. Critically, put both feet firmly on the ground. You're at home right now, you can kick off your slippers, kick off whatever, and have both feet firmly on the ground. In the summer months, we're allowed back out again, on the grass, sitting on a bench, maybe in a park, even on your bare feet on the tarmac, even in touch with the earth. Really powerful. But anyway, both feet firmly on the ground. Listen to this, a shoulder width apart. Both feet firmly on the ground. Then what you do is position your knees over your ankles. So you get these vertical pillars for shins. This is very important. Knees over your ankles, so you position that. You then position your shoulders directly over your hips. So you're now straightening up your back. You're straightening your nervous system from a Western point of view, from an Eastern point of view. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Indian subcontinent talk about chakras. So in those systems, we would now be aligning the chakras, very powerful. Go and do some work on that if you want. But it'll be Western science, there'll be into accept that stuff's probably real. But anyway, so we align. Now your ears over your ankles. Sorry, your ears over your shoulders. So you now get your head aligned. And you take your hands, this is a wee bit of mind store, you take your hands, you rest them on your lap, palms up. You can't see my palms at the moment. But what you do with them is lap, hands, palms up, not down, palms up with our method. And if you already have your own method, just look, put it on the shelf today, just learn this new method, and you can work with it from now on. And you can combine them later. So we take our thumb and first two fingers of both hands together and we rest them on our lap. This is called the Kubera Mudra. It's one of many mudras you can use with your fingers to enhance what happens when you're meditating. But it's also associated with intuition. In the Western world, we simply call it the three fingers technique. Well, there you go. That would surprise your left brain. So we sit like that and we close our eyes. So you kind of look like a Buddha already. That's cool. So you close your eyes and then I'll take you through the process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin with 3 deep breaths. Just take as big a breath you can, and as you exhale, you just sense yourself relaxing. I'll take you through the process. We'll do some affirmations in it so you can learn to use them, especially at this time. And then what we'll do is we'll come back out of it by using the classic Mindstorm methodology, and we choose to count from 1 to 7. So I will take you through a process of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when you get to 7, you'll open your eyes. Don't open your eyes before it. Don't open at 5 or 6. Follow the process. You'll have it for the rest of your life. And it's really powerful. And our standard methodology we'll be using at the beginning, so you've got that for the rest of your life. And trust us, we've been doing this. I've taught this stuff to 500,000 people worldwide. As I say, if this wasn't working, I'd been found out long before now. Some evidence we're getting recently, which I can't go into, suggests we're still a way ahead of the scientists. I used to joke that the scientists are catching up, and of course they are, because they're now legitimising all this meditation, mindfulness type stuff. So you're in safe hands here. The thing though is, for those of you who are beginners, when you're doing this, your eyes will be closed, you're just going through the process. If for any reason you need to respond to something, you know, a telephone rings or the doorbell goes or someone in the house really needs your attention, you'll just be able to gently open your eyes and go and do that. It would be a pity if you're disturbed, but you'll be fine. If you have to get up and go on with it, fine. If for any reason you feel the need to open your eyes, then do, but close your eyes immediately, because we know that, because we've done all the research, when your eyes are closed, you can really go deeper. And this triple whammy takes us much deeper, not deeper in a downward way into the alpha state, which is what we're searching for, but deeper in a widening way, which is very powerful. For another day, you might say more about that. Just trust us here. So let's begin. Find that position. So your feet are firmly on the ground, your knees are over your knees are over your ankles, your shoulders are over your hips, your ears are over your shoulders, your hands are in your lap, palms up, thumb and first together. Thumb and first two fingers of both hands gently touching, and close your eyes. Now this is the ideal position you're in now, and at some point during this process you may find yourself moving to one side or the other. Then just gently bring yourself back to the shape. Get used to the shape. Over a few repetitions it will start to become normal. If you do decide, oh, I could do with using the back of the chair to support me, then do adjust yourself and keep coming with us. If you do gently open your eyes, we'll just close them again, but I would urge you to keep them closed to the end of the exercise. So let's begin. Your eyes are closed now, and take a big, deep breath, and as you exhale, relax. Take another deep breath, and again, relax. Take one more deep breath, and as you exhale, relax even more. And now begin to breathe normally, and bring your attention now to your scalp. Now notice, until I mentioned your scalp, if you're a beginner, you weren't aware of your scalp, possibly all day even, but now you are. You're bringing your attention, you're bringing your focus, without touching with your hands, to feel your scalp. Feel your scalp. So now we're using the kinesthetic thing, you're feeling it, you're possibly even visualizing it, using the visual thing. But now I want you to use the audio thing. What we do to get ourselves to relax, we say to ourselves, I feel my scalp relaxing. My scalp is relaxed. Just repeat that to yourself. We'll say it again. I feel my scalp relaxing. My scalp is relaxed. And you know what? Your brain will process that and it'll get relaxed. And the more you practice it, the better it gets. So now bring your focus to your forehead. A lot of stress builds up in the forehead over our lifetimes. Feel your forehead. Really focus on your forehead. Be aware of it. Now relax your forehead. Repeat mentally after me. I feel my forehead relaxing. My forehead is relaxed. Now bring your focus to your eyes. All those, many muscles around your eyes, but particularly your eyelids. Feel your eyelids. Relax your eyelids. Now bring your focus to your face itself. Feel your face, the contours of your face, as the skin of your cheeks fold over your cheekbones. Feel your face. Relax your face. Feel my face relaxing. My face is relaxed. Now bring your focus and attention to your jaw. Feel your jaw. A lot of stress and tension can build in the jaw. Relax your jaw. Now, for those of you beginners doing this for the first time, the intention that you give to your brain to say, relax your jaw, your brain will accept that intention and it will get deeper and better the more you practice. Now, bring your focus now to your lips. This is a very powerful part of our process. Bring your focus to your lips. Now, feel your lips. It's relatively easy because they're highly sensitive. You know that. So what are you feeling there? Is that just like the blood sort of been gradually pumping through the blood vessels in your lips? Or is it what the Chinese call qi? Is it what the Japanese call ki? Is it what in the Indian subcontinent is known as prana? We in the English language don't have a word for it. We might call it life force. But feel it. Feel your lips. Really bring that sense of feeling there. Relax your lips. And now allow the relaxation to move into your mouth. And feel the relaxation in the inner architecture of your mouth. Your palate area, your inner cheeks, around your gums, around your tongue. Begin to feel and decide, just, I feel my mouth relaxing, my mouth is relaxed. Go and do that just now. Now, for a moment, I'm going to do something I've only done once before with an audience. Did it the other day with a client. Come, take this wonderful relaxation, bring it back out just through your lips with that little slightly open. Let it come out and be aware of it. Bring it up now into your nostrils. We know how powerful this is going to be in the future. So what you do is relax, first of all, the outer aspects of both your nostrils. Just feel the relaxation in your nostrils. And as you do, imagine those hairs that people, men my age or forever, cutting away and stuff. But feel those nostrils, that outer, doing its amazing job. Just relax so you empower it. Allow the relaxation, just like you did with your mouth, to flow into your nostrils. So your inner nostrils are now relaxing. Right to the very rear end of your nostrils, imagine going in there and relaxing there, into your sinuses, down, as it were, down the back of your nose, where it becomes part of your throat. Now, back into your mouth, and become aware of your tongue. And this is one of the cornerstones of Mind Store for you beginners here. Little gift. Take your tongue now and turn it up, and ever so gently touch the roof of your mouth directly behind your front two teeth. And just rest the tip of your tongue there. I did research at Stirling University nearly 30 years ago. Old-fashioned electroencephalograph, put the tongue in that position, used the free finger thing, immediately produced on that old-fashioned ticker tape machine in the psychology lab. I was able to produce the alpha theta rhythms that we've known about, if you like, for a long, long time. But certainly the ancients doing meditation, they were right. This chi thing seemed to work as well. And I put the tongue in that position. There was a kind of surge of alpha theta rhythm, very powerful. But anyway, so now be aware of the relaxation at the tip of your tongue, touching the roof of your mouth directly behind your front two teeth. Allow the relaxation to flow slowly and effortlessly through your tongue into its root. And now, with that join up coming from the back of your nose, relax your inner throat. Do this 2 or 3 times a day. My goodness, how strong will your immune system be? Traditionally, we used to say that people get colds and flus initially in the throat. This is where you first sense it. Most people who are practicing every day don't get them. And if you ever do get a cold like sniffles, almost be gracious and excited because you're cleaning stuff out you need to clean out. Let it just run away. See it that way positively rather than, but by and large, people don't get them if they're using this relaxation of the throat thing. Now relax your outer throat. Remember, I'm going to count from 1 to 7 at the end of this process to bring you back into your wide awake, what we call beta state. So stay with me now, and I'll move up along a wee bit quicker now. Relax your outer throat. Relax your neck. I feel my neck relaxing, my neck is relaxed. Now, bring your focus to your shoulders. You can now feel your clothing resting on your shoulders. Relax your shoulders. And as you give that message to relax your shoulders, your arms and hand now allow the relaxation to flow down your arms and hands, past your elbows, into your forearms, your wrists, your palms, your fingertips. The 3 fingers together. Maybe even now, some of you beginners, those of us who've been doing it for years, know the caress is so light, you're hardly aware of it. In fact, your fingers may be so numb now with relaxation. It's awesome. Bring yourself back up to your upper back. Relax your upper back. Now, relax your chest. Feel the clothing on your chest and relax your chest. I feel my chest relaxing. My chest is relaxed. Now, in between that upper back and your chest, of course, are those 2 powerful organs that are so important at the moment, your heart and lungs. Just imagine relaxing heart, relaxing lungs in perfect health, functioning away in perfect order. Now, come to your lower back, relax your lower back. Relax your abdomen. Feel your abdomen relaxing. And again, between the back of the lower back and your abdomen, all those amazing organs, your liver, your spleen, your kidneys, your bladder, your intestines, it goes on and on. Just imagine them all working so perfectly well. Now bring your focus to your thighs. Feel the clothing resting on your thighs. Relax your thighs. Relax your knees. Relax your calves. Now, a lot of people, maybe not so much nowadays, working at desks, would build up a lot of stress in their in their calves as they were working at their workstations and workplaces, at desks, working away. The tension can start to build in those calves. So relax your calves. Bring yourself to your ankles now. And I always like to stop there myself to feel the energy, the life force, the chi, the ki, the prana in your ankles. Solid bone, yet you can feel it. And are you feeling that at a subatomic level, a cellular level, a molecular level? Where are you feeling that? But you can feel it. Feel it now. Relax your ankles. Relax your toes, the soles of your feet, and your heels. Now, take a big deep breath, and as you exhale, relax even more. So here's the second modality of this triple whammy. Concentrate on your feet now, and in a moment I'm going to ask you to inhale. And as you inhale, I want you to imagine sucking up, as it were, from below your feet, a brilliant white light of energy that comes in through your soles of your feet and is drawing right up to your ankles. So your feet, including your ankles, are now full of brilliant white light. And then in the next one, you'll inhale a second inhalation, and this time that white light will come from your ankles up to your knees. Then in the third inhalation, your knees to your waist. Then from your waist, you'll imagine this brilliant white light coming up all the way to your entire torso, up to your neck. Then from your fingertips on the next inhalation, all the way up to your shoulders and your neck. Then your head, your entire head filled up with brilliant white light. And then out of the crown of your head, you imagine this brilliant white light now encasing your entire aura, your auric field, if you like. Now, if you're interested, some people would argue that's as much as 21 feet in diameter. So just around your entire being, this ball of brilliant white light. So this is the, if you like, the visual part of our triple whammy. So now, again, let me bring you back to it. I'll lead you through it. Bring your focus and attention to the soles of your feet. In a moment, I'll ask you to begin with the first of 7 inhalations. You're obviously exhaling in between, But with each inhalation, you gradually bring that brilliant white light up through your body. I'll mention where it goes to, and you can follow. So let's begin. So the first one is your feet to your ankles. Please take a big deep breath now and imagine that brilliant white light coming in with the breath. In through your feet. Now your next inhalation is coming from your ankles to your knees, so do that now. Brilliant white light. Now your knees up to your waist. Brilliant white line as you bring it in with your inhalation. Really imagine this. Those of you who are visual, you're having a field day. Those of us like me are not visual, just tell yourself it's happening. Describe it to yourself. Now, in the next one, in this next controlled inhalation, you're bringing up through your entire torso, right up to your neck. Inhale now. Bring in that brilliant white light all the way up your entire inside of your body, right up to your neck. Next inhalation from your fingertips all the way up your arms, shoulders, and touching your neck again. Please do that one now. Now the next inhalation is your entire head filling up with brilliant white light, your brain behind that, your nostrils in and around those sinuses, everything we've done already. Do that big deep breath now. And finally out of the crown of your head, that you're drawing in that brilliant white light. Now it's spilling out all over, filling you with a brilliant ball of brilliant white light. Take that inhalation now. So now you're encased in brilliant white light. Your entire being is brilliant white light. Now, when you're doing this on your own, you just do that with one inhalation after the other. You don't need my explanation. You just do it one inhalation after the other and you visualize it in that way. So those of you who are visual, that was wonderful. Those of you who are not visual so much are now, oh, he's right, I don't do that very well. You just have to describe it to yourself. So here's the next one. You still get your eyes closed. Let's do this amazing one. This one, just follow what I do. Now, sitting there, become aware of your face and form a smile on your face, a genuine smile, a beautiful smile, an exaggerated smile if need be. Some of you know quite well you don't smile enough, and I realise sometimes I don't. Smile, really smile, a broad smile. So smiles on your face now. You're not imagining it, it's physically doing it. But now smile to yourself. Actually imagine smiling to yourself. Not the person in the street, not the person in the supermarket. Smiling to yourself. In other words, loving yourself. Smile to yourself. Smile specifically to your face. Self-love yourself. Doesn't matter what you think it looks like or whatever. It's your face. It's a wonderful face. Smile to your face. Now smile to your throat. So we're back at the throat. Smile to your throat. Now smile to your thymus gland. It's a little gland that's apparently got a lot to do with your immune system, so it's really important. So think, if you take your finger now and you feel the top of your breastplate, there's a kind of rough U shape there, a kind of notch at the top of your breastplate, just below your neck, below your, like the man's devil, Adam's apple thing. Down in there, if you come down about an inch behind there, behind the breastplate is where your thymus gland is. Imagine smiling to your thymus gland. Even though you don't know this anatomy, trust yourself, your brain does. Just smile there with intention. Smile to your thymus. Now smile to your heart. Oh my goodness. That heart that not only does this amazing job of all your life, but what it means as well, that ability to love. But listen to this, the ability to receive love. A lot of people give it out, don't find it easy to take back. Others take tons of it and never give it out. Be really kind to yourself, love yourself here and smile to your heart and everything it stands for. Smile to your lungs. Smile to your lungs. How important are they now in our consciousness? Smile to your liver. Down the right hand side of your body. You don't have to know what it looks like, you don't have done an anatomy class at school or something, you don't have to be a doctor. Just as best you know, whatever you think, just smile to your liver with that intention. It's doing an amazing job filtering away all that stuff, doing its job, releasing all those relax and smile at your liver. Smile to your spleen, left side of your body. Smile to your pancreas in between. Smile to both your kidneys. What a job they do. Critical now, because I'm assuming you're increasing your consumption of water to keep flushing out at this time. Smile to your kidneys. Smile to your bladder. Now, next one. Don't get embarrassed, but just smile to your sexual organs, okay? Have a wee smile. Some of you might find that quite easy to smile there. Might have a wee chuckle to yourself. Smile to your sexual organs. Now come back up and smile once again to your face. Now we're going to do something amazing now. Smile to your eyes. And as you smile to your eyes, feel that energy in your eyes now. Now wait till you feel this one. Smile to your brain. And just feel that smile going right into your brain. Feel the energy going right through your brain, right to the back of the brain. Now smile to the top of your vertebrae, right up there at the top of your backbone, just where it connects to your skull. Smile to your skull. Smile to all the vertebrae, one after the other, coming down your back, all the way down to your coccyx. In other words, you're smiling to your skeletal structure. Smile. Smile to your stomach. Smile to your intestines. Once again, smile to yourself. Smile to someone who you know out there could do with a smile right now. A loved one, a friend, a neighbour. Smile to the world, the changing world. A world that will be a better world than what we had before all of this. Let's be positive and let's have that intention. Not only to have that world, but to actually manifest it with all our positivity and all our expectations and contributions. Now, this is a great time then to do an affirmation. So let me just quickly repeat some affirmations I use. I'll say them and you can repeat them to yourself. I use them primarily for my health. So just a couple of good ones. First of all, the classic Émile Coué, the great French pharmacist and philosopher. He got his patients to repeat to himself every day and in every way, I get better and better. I'll repeat it once more, and you can do it after me. Every day and in every way, I get better and better. For some people, repeating affirmations in this alpha relaxed state 3 times is extraordinarily powerful and programs your brain. So here's one that's powerful for me. With every breath I take, my lungs, lymph and glands are functioning better. My lungs, lymph and glands are functioning in perfect order now. So I'll repeat that slowly. Come with me and I'll say it one more and hopefully you'll have it by then. With every breath I take, my lungs, lymph and glands function better. My lungs, lymph and glands are functioning in perfect order now. Here's another one. With every breath I take, I strengthen the muscles of my lungs. With every breath I take, I strengthen the muscles of my lungs. Here's another I use regularly. With every breath I take, I regenerate healthy lung tissue. With every breath I take, I regenerate healthy lung tissue. And finally, with every breath I take, I maximise the transfer of oxygen into my bloodstream. With every breath I take, I maximise the transfer of oxygen into my bloodstream. And likewise, with every breath I take, my heart is functioning better. My heart is functioning in perfect order now. With every breath I take, my heart is functioning better. My heart is functioning in perfect order now. With every breath I take, I'm regenerating healthy heart tissue. With every breath I take, I'm regenerating healthy heart tissue. With every breath I take, I'm strengthening the muscles of my heart. With every breath I take, I'm strengthening the muscles of my heart. Now, in a moment, I will count from 1 to 7, and when we reach 7, you will gently open your eyes and have a big stretch, and we'll continue with the time that's left. I'll share some things that I found quite helpful in the past, and stuff I found out recently. So now, don't open your eyes yet, but do so when we get to 7, and come with the process. That way you will learn our technique, and it's hundreds of thousands of people. So, I'm going to count from 1 to 7. You come with me. I'll now begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now beyond the midpoint on the way to opening your eyes. 5. Now always at 5, begin to bring some feeling back into your body. Have a gentle stretch. So, you've been sitting still there, maybe move your arms, begin to stretch your arms like you might do if you're awakening in the morning. Maybe move your legs, move your waist a little bit, maybe move your head on your neck. So at 5, begin to adjust your body. 6, prepare to open your eyes. Now 7, gently open your eyes, have a big, big stretch. You might want to do that. That was quite a long exercise. It was a triple whammy, but will really empower your immune system. You'll do that on your own in future. You'll do it much quickly. You'll simply say to yourself, my scalp is relaxed, my forehead is relaxed, my eyelids are relaxed, my face is relaxed. You'll find you can do it fairly quickly. You do the breathing thing with the white light, and then you do the inner smile. Powerful, powerful methodology. There you go. And this is, I'll record this so you can come and listen to it again. And if you feel you can trust yourself, you can recommend it to family and friends and loved ones. I've been doing this, 500,000 people, blah, blah, blah. I think you'll find it'll work for them just like it works for the people who recommended this to you. Anyway, just maybe one couple of things to help. I used to stand in stages and tap my thymus gland. I used to take my 3 fingers and I would share this with people that you tap your thymus gland. The idea would be you tap it, and as you tap it, you take big deep breaths. And if you do those 3 deep breaths just like I've done there, right now I feel like your entire being is charged with energy. It's a very powerful technique. If you stand up and do it, your whole being gets a surge of energy, empowering your immune system, empowering the thymus gland itself, the Thymus Tap. And, you might have to do that somewhere private. Obviously, I did it in front of you. I don't care what you think about it. People might laugh at me. That's their challenge. It works. It's powerful. Used to do that before stepping on stages, get bags of energy after lunch and stuff. And it served me. It will serve you. The Thymus Tap, where the immune system's apparently based. A lot of interesting debate about that. But there you go. So there's another one. Here's one that I found fascinating. Some of you will know that I'm big on, and I talked about it in the last 2, I think, I'm big on coincidence, synchronicity. If you start to program, and if you want, you can, if you go to Jack Black Mind Store on YouTube, and you find the channel, it's not a big fancy channel, but I've got some good stuff on there. There's 5 videos, you just have to go through all the videos to find them. There's 5 videos on there called The Principles of Programming. It's free. You've got tons of time now. I think they're 15 minutes long or something, each of them. Work your way through those videos. And that, especially beginners and people needing to remind themselves the power of programming. And so what you find is that when you start programming, you start thinking what it is you want, you start to attract people, places, opportunities. So here I am. I postulated a couple of weeks back or something. I'm not interested in how many deaths. I'm interested in how many survivors. You know, I feel for the deaths, of course I do. I hope you don't get me wrong here. I'm talking about how you shift mindset and how we might find cures. It's to start talking about surviving, talking about what to do to survive. Help the people doing the research to find what drugs are going to help and so on and so forth. Just a slightly different approach in my thinking. And so I was asking myself, how come, if it's true, and there's somebody, oh, you can't trust the Chinese and blah, 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 you know, good grief. So all that's getting reported is that somehow or other the Chinese have flattened this, or to use the sort of Western ideas of flattening the curve thing. They seem to have managed this. They seem to have possibly turned it round. Fantastic results, likewise in places like South Korea, Japan and so on, seem to be getting... Now, what I postulated was, well, is there reason for that? Because they've always had those ancient sort of methodologies and modalities of healing. You know, I go and see my Chinese doctor, I get a charge every 4, 5, 6 weeks, a sort of MOT come service type thing where he just sort of puts in the needles all over the place, does some cupping in my lungs and stuff like that. You just feel amazing when you come out of it. He's an amazing guy. So, you know about some of that, the power of acupuncture, the power of cupping and the power of their wonderful sort of, strangely put together teas and so on and so forth. And I just wonder, is the reason why they've got to, because they're combining Western and Eastern medicine, well, we're only doing the Western thing, and now we've got Italy more than in China. How does that happen? But anyway, there's something, that just my mind goes there, and I've always been open to the Eastern stuff. Obviously, we're using the Kubera Mudra. So what happened was, I went down to my Chinese, local Chinese restaurant. There's a few of them, but there's only one for me, an amazing restaurant down in Canterbury where I live, called Kudos. The couple who run it, 2 women, and apparently I just discovered that the woman who's always at the front there, who seems to be the boss, might not be, but seems to be, that her husband is the chef. They cook everything from scratch. There is no MSG. The food is unbelievable, and there's lovely, lovely people. And I started to talk to her about Chinese philosophies and over the recent months, and she started sharing stuff. And I just said to her, I said, look, is the reason why, and her roots are Hong Kong, not specifically China. She is a bit suspicious about Chinese, government sort of thing. Well, there you go. But, it's just from, the fact she's a Hong Kong person, just slightly different ideas, and let's respect all of that. But then my Chinese doctor's from China, Beijing, so there you go. But the thing is, I postulated that. I said, do you think? She said, definitely. She said, let me share with you a recipe that they're all using and that we use every day. And I was like, seriously? She said, absolutely. Grandmothers, passed it down from grandmothers all the way down, and it just goes back and back and back. And apparently it has killed up till now, all the viruses, all the sort of colds and flus. People, if they get a cold, would drink this thing. 2 days later, the cold's gone. The flu hasn't manifested into anything serious. Blah blah blah. I said, serious? She said, absolutely. It's what it is. Now then, listen to this. Then she starts to explain it to me. She's telling me what you do. And at the very moment she's at the height of it, all excited, telling me, the telephone rings, and she has to, as if it's someone ordering a takeaway. But it was a doctor who'd already been in to get, she's got stuff, she's making it all the time. She had given some of it home to this doctor to give his wife, who he was very worried about for obvious reasons. And he phoned to say, it has worked, it is working. This is a doctor, a real blooming doctor. And the doctor asked her to explain the recipe, the same recipe she's explaining to me. I was the only customer sitting in there with her, you know, keeping her distance and so on, while they were preparing my takeaway. What a coincidence, a doctor. And the doctor wanted the recipe for himself, his family. A doctor. Now, here's the recipe. You maybe had there's a big Chinese, Indian, you get it in Indian shops, you get it in Asian shops. I used to cook this. I've spent a long time on a macrobiotic diet. I got a macrobiotic chef up from London. The chef stayed in our home for 2 months, cooked all the meals, taught me how to cook macrobiotically, got me into the whole thing, and we regularly go and pick this particular vegetable up. It's called a mooli or a daikon radish. It's a big long thing. It's like a big long tube. Maybe an inch and a half in diameter, big long white thing, usually sort of maybe got a bit of a, you know, some leaves at the end of it or sprout at the end of it, and maybe sometimes coloured. And so I knew what it was when she told me. She was quite amazed I knew what it was, but there you go. I cooked with it lots of times with Macrobiotics, which comes from Japan. And what she said was, what you do is you fill a big pan with 5 litres of water. You chop up or you slice up the mooli or the daikon, you slice it up into like little discs, and you slice them at an angle sort of thing, and you put them in the pot. You add a teaspoon of salt, you add a tablespoon of honey, and you bring this to the boil, and then you simmer it for until such times as you've reduced it to 4 litres. And then keep it on your stove, as it were, or your hot plate or whatever. Keep it on your cooker, and every morning before you do anything, first of all, gargle with salt. This is what they all do. Salted water, gargle it, get rid of that. Then they drink a pint of this drink. The doctor was on to get the exact recipe. Now, I haven't been down to the store here where I previously found. I haven't bought it for years. I'm no longer doing my macrobiotic thing, and I'm now keto, and probably would never seek out that vegetable now as been into keto, but that's neither there, keto diet. But I know where I can find it, and I haven't been down yet, but I'm going to see if I can go down. I'm going back to the restaurant on Saturday night again for our weekly takeaway, provided they're still letting us do takeaways, to get wee bit more detail, and I'll maybe mention it again next week. I just wanted to alert it to you. The question I want to ask her is, if you can't get daikon radish or a mooli, could you use ordinary radish? That's the next question I've got for her, and I only see her when I go down. And I'll get any more advice about it. You can also, you can Google it, you can make out of daikon or out of mooli, you can make a very simple pickle. Again, she said they're all eating the pickles during the day as part of their diet. That also adds to the whole thing, the whole dynamic of what it's about. And there you go, China's cure. Why I love it is the fact that the doctor phoned. You can't ignore that, guys. It's a doctor for his wife. Already seeing it working, because she gave him it away from, but now he wants the recipe. A doctor. Guys, listen, the coincidence is too big. The synchronicity is far too big. So I asked her, so I take it you're using this not so much for cure, you're using it for prevention? She said, absolutely. And the whole of that part of the world, she said, would be doing it. South Korea, Japan, in the whole of China, and obviously Hong Kong and so on. So there you go, there's a little thing there. Look, I'm probably coming right up to it here, about 5 minutes to go. Guys, it's an amazing time. It's a time for deep reflection. It's a time for loving yourself, for making affirmations, for looking to the future. And I said I would do it last week, and I haven't, but I will put back up onto to my channel there on YouTube, Jack Black Mind Store on YouTube. I'll put up the 4 videos you can work through. It's a workshop for goal setting. It's for anybody. You're going to have all the time now to do that, especially you beginners with me. You know, go there and work your way through that. That'll just keep you busy for a few days, but it will change the future. Just be very careful when you're watching the news. You know, get the big screen up, protect yourself. If you're about to listen to the radio news, then imagine this maybe turns into some sort of big jam jar thing, and imagine it coming down all over you, so it's protecting your ears, so what you're hearing, you're not taking in all the negative energy, you can hear the content, your positivity will always get out. Just be careful with the news, guys. You know, do you really need it? Do you really need it? If there's some change to the, you know, to whatever they're going to advise us to do, I'm sure your best friend, I'm sure your a family member who's probably watching the news, God bless them, will tell you. And if you just skim, you know, if you go and just skim, you know, I used to enjoy reading certain parts of the Guardian online, you know, and you know, turn on, suddenly you're bombarded with all this negative news, you know, but you know, you just don't read it, just skim through to the bits you want. I like the travel section. I know travel might be challenging, but you know what, the beautiful thing about travel is maybe we'll stop getting on aeroplanes and get out there and start holidaying at home or getting in the car, and maybe they'll cancel Brexit. Oh, sorry. Anyway, so what I'd like to say finally is just take care. And remember, you don't have to believe anything I say. I might be completely wrong, but have a go. And once you've got that cycle of working those meditations, combine it with your own. So I'll see you again next Wednesday night. Remember the Thymus Tap. Remember the Jack Black Mind Store YouTube channel. Tons of good stuff there if you get time to watch. It's all free. There's a big free thing you can get in the Mind Store online platform. I'm interested in selling you anything. You want to buy something, that's fine, but it's dirt cheap, by the way, what I'm providing in there, although the quality is immense. So, guys, I wish I could be with you all, just seeing your faces again in an audience, those of you who've been coming over the years. You inspire me, you always have, and you've always been gracious in your reception of me, and wish you and your families all the best. See you in a week's time, guys. Bye now. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.